What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you can get notified of all our latest content on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into this one. So this one, we're just going to talk a little bit about Amir Khan's recent comments. So recently Amir Khan has come out and said, Kell Brook doesn't have a chin, I'm going to KO him. And this is kind of hilarious coming from Amir Khan, as we all know that Amir Khan is not the one who should be talking about having, who's got a good chin and who ain't got a good chin, because we know that looking at Amir Khan's career, yes, he's got tremendous speed, he's got athleticism. He's a sharp boxer. He's a very good fighter, Amir Khan. There's no doubt about it. He's achieved a lot, so that you can't really doubt the guy's achievements. That's fair enough. But as far as having a chin, he has got kind of a glass jaw. He's been knocked down several times. Even early in his career, guys like I think Michael Gomez was able to put him down. Guys that shouldn't really been able to touch him have been able to hit him and hurt him and put him down. Many people bring up Prescott, but at the same time I would say Prescott could whack, and he could really hit hard. So by Amir Khan just going straight head on into him, he was kind of asking for it. But Prescott could whack. Prescott is a puncher, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's kind of a funny comment really to make about Kell Brook, because you look at Kell Brook's career and he's shown a great chin. He's shown a very good chin. I mean, he's, in terms of his stoppage losses, they have been stoppages. He hasn't actually, at least not to my knowledge of in his career, he hasn't actually been like knocked spark out. He's never, what happened to Khan against Canelo has never happened to Kell Brook. You look at Kell Brook's stoppage defeats, and it's generally him sort of taking a knee and submitting, like against Golovkin. Fights Golovkin, and he says, I can see 3 of them in there, so I couldn't. And then it's not even just that, he takes the knee, and then Dom Ingle I think he just threw the towel in. So his Kell Brook stoppage defeats have mainly been like that. He's still been conscious, aware of himself, and he's, been either counted out or taken a knee or whatnot. But, with Amir Khan, the guy's been knocked spark out several times and put down loads of times as well. Whereas Kell Brook, it's only like towards the tail end of his career against Crawford and all that, where he's actually been, getting stopped and seriously hurt. So, no doubt when it comes to chins, Kell Brook is clearly the superior man. And not only that, Khan is very quick, but he's not the hardest of hitters. He did it, he possesses enough power to get your respect, but he's more of a speed merchant than a puncher. And when it comes to this fight, I'm kind of on the fence, but I have a suspicion that Amir Khan might just pull this one out of the bag. I just have a dodgy feeling that Amir Khan might just be able to pull this one out, because I think in terms of Kell Brook, obviously he has had terrible eye injuries. He's had to have the metal plates in, I think, in both eye sockets through the Errol Spence Jr. and GGG fights. So I think Kell Brook, as much as, I think Khan's comment about, Brook has no chin, I think that's laughable. But at the same time, I would say that he has got vulnerabilities because of his eye sockets. So I reckon, it's not a chin problem, but I think it could be like an eye problem. And I just get the feeling that it's a fight where if Brook can sort of get his timing right and line Khan up for some power shots, good right hands, and etc., if Brook can sort of time him right, then Brook can definitely win this fight. But I just get the feeling that Amir Khan just might be a bit, with his speed, he might just be able to get to Brook and just get to those, it might even be based on an injury, based on eye injury or something like that. I get the feeling that something like that might happen where Khan just gets to him and just with his fast combinations, it's not a sense of Brook being, out cold. It might just be the eye goes again, the socket goes again, one of those injuries goes, and then that's how he wins. I get the feeling that that's at least a possibility, and I think with this one, I would say it's still a 50-50, but I do get that sneaky suspicion that somehow Khan might get it. And I think of the two of them, I would say kind of Khan's got more to lose because he's the bit, he's sort of the well-known man. He's always been trolling Kell Brook, and he's always been looking down his nose at Kell Brook and thinking that he was superior to Kell Brook and things of this nature. He's had the bigger looks and the bigger fights than Kell Brook, and the bigger names, I would say. And he's definitely the bigger celebrity, the bigger name in British boxing is Amir Khan. So he's got a little bit more to lose. But I would say with Kell Brook has got consequently more to gain from this victory. I think this by Kell Brook, he would gain a whole lot from winning this victory because it's been years of trolling by Amir Khan, years of Amir Khan being the superior one and whatnot, getting the bigger deals, and I think this fight not happening would have sort of hurt Kell Brook's career more than Amir Khan's career. I think this is to some extent similar to Ricky Hatton versus Junior Witter not happening. It kind of reminds me of that. Interestingly, Kell Brook comes from Sheffield, which is where Junior Witter was based, with same trainer, the Ingle Gym and all that, and Ricky Hatton from Manchester, not far from sort of Bolton where Khan's from, and Ricky Hatton was always the bigger name. He was always the guy that had the big crowds behind him. He was the guy that had the TV deals, like in the beginning, that was Khan. Khan had the big ITV deals, fighting on terrestrial TV, won the Olympic silver. He had every bit of fanfare going into it, all the sort of advantages. And, it was similar with Hatton and Witter, where Hatton sort of, he sort of looked down on Junior Witter. He would mock his style. He would say to Junior Witter, a few more knockouts on your record and you might get a fight with me. And Ricky Hatton was the money man and etc. But the fans kind of knew that, Junior Witter could give Ricky Hatton a run for his money, and it hurt, in my opinion at least, Junior Witter's career that he didn't get that fight, because that fight would have got a lot of notoriety for Witter. It would have got a lot of eyes on him, would have got maybe more people to support him and take a look at him. But in Kell Brook's case, it's not quite as obscure as Junior Witter, because I would say a lot more people sort of know Kell Brook, but it's kind of a similar vibe in that Hatton, he felt he was the superior one, he was the money man, he was the more well-known. And in this case, it's similar with Khan. Khan is that bit more well-known, the bit more, probably makes a bit more financially, and a bit more of a celebrity and whatnot, so he feels superior. And let me know what you think happens in this fight. For me, it's 50-50. I can't make 100% prediction, but I will say that I do get a sneaking suspicion that Amir Khan might be able to somehow pull this one off. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is MKO Pugilism, over and out. Catch you on the next one.